Assalamu alaikum. Talha ibn Ubayd Allah radiallahu anhu was one of the companions of the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, who was promised paradise. One of the 10 companions promised paradise by the Prophet himself, promised Jannah. So Talha fought against Ali ibn Abu Talib in the Battle of the Camel. Ali ibn Abu Talib was another one of the 10 who were promised paradise in this hadith. And we know that Ali was in the right on this battle because Zubair ibn Awam, another companion who was promised Jannah in these 10 companions promised Jannah, he was also going to fight in this battle against Ali. And in the battle, before the battle took place, or early on in the battle, depending on different versions, as I've heard the narration told, he spoke with Ali, or Ali sent a message to him. I'm not sure exactly the situation. Again, I've heard it in different ways, but the message is quite clear. Ali says, was there not a time when Rasulullah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, told us that you and I would be on opposing sides in a battle and that I would be in the right? And Zubair accepted this, obviously meaning that this narration did happen, this hadith is true, and he left the battlefield, and may Allah have mercy on him, he was shot by an arrow whilst he was leaving, but he had accepted it, he was leaving. So we know Talha was in the wrong on this battle, and it's not like he survived the battle and then repented. He died actually in the battle, he died fighting. Yet we know also that he is promised Jannah. He is not just one of the companions, the beloved of the Prophet, peace be upon him, he's one of the greatest of the companions. So how do we square this? Well, it's quite simple. He believed he was in the right. He believed he was doing what was right by Allah. He believed he was doing what was right by Islam. He believed that Ali was in the wrong, and he believed he was doing what Rasulullah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, would have done in his situation. So why do I mention this? Well, it comes down to how we interpret things today in our current situation. Today we have a minority amongst us that we call the Shia of Ali. They believe some misguided things, just as Talha believes some misguided things, and they oppose certain of the sahaba, including most of the, I'm not sure exactly how many, but I know definitely most of the 10 who were promised Jannah. And yet they'd never fought against any of the 10 like Talha did, and they've never fought in such a battle in which the Prophet said they would be on the wrong side. But many of us, we seem to we accept, we know that we can't argue against the fact Talha was promised Jannah, that he was a Muslim, unless we reject the hadith that as it's stated. I know maybe ironically the Shia do, but that from a Sunni point of view, we can't reject Talha's will be going is in Jannah unless we reject the hadith of the 10 who were promised Jannah. And this seems to be an accepted hadith by almost every Sunni I meet. The Shia have not fought against one of the 10, and although misguided, just like Talha, they believe they are doing what is right by Allah, what is right by Islam, and what is right, or what the Prophet would do if he was here today. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon him. And therefore, how dare we try to say that they are outside the fold of Islam? When we would never dare say such a thing about Talha. So how dare we say this about the Shia? Again, Talha fought many times, more times alongside Ali. Many more times alongside Ali than against him. Just as the Shia today are fighting alongside us against our real enemies. So I think this is one way that we really have to understand and look at, the idea that just because the Shia have some slightly uncomfortable views, I would say, about the sahaba and particularly the 10 who were promised Jannah, particularly as anyone who knows me knows how much I'm obsessed with Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. But we have no right to say that outside the fold of Islam, or to try and otherize them out of our ummah. They are part of the Islamic ummah, and we should be united regardless of whatever beliefs we have here or there, just as we would accept Talha today within our ummah, and how he was part of the ummah till his death, even if he fought against Ali on the wrong side in a battle. So I think that's the first thing we need to accept, and we need to understand where this stuff comes from, where we get these ideas from. This is something that we have to understand. When the war in Syria kicked off, WikiLeaks released emails from Hillary Clinton that exposed her in saying that she would use the war in Syria to create a sectarian war between Sunni and Shia in order to protect the security of the Zionist entity. This is exactly what she said in her own emails that were released, that she was going to use the Syrian war to create sectarianism for the sake of Israel. This was when she was Secretary of State, which is effectively the foreign minister of the United States, under Obama's presidency. And so I think we need to understand that there is a real effort being made to turn us against each other. There are Zionist trolls who go online and pretend to be Muslims who try and start sectarian battles. For me, they're quite obvious. I've been following this for 10 years or whatnot online, seeing these little battles that start off with these Zionist trolls who are pretending to be Muslims, but it's very simple who they are, where they're coming from. So for now, what we need to understand is we need to remain united. We are fighting against not just one enemy, but our main enemy is such a massive, powerful enemy that if we fight each other, only we can bring ourselves down. And this is why we need unity. We need the ummah to be united, Sunni, Shia, Salafi, Sufi, whatever. And inshallah, victory will be granted to us.